The PM has spoken about the bitter pill. Modi's government has a very decisive mandate. But do you think he'll have the political courage to take a bold stance on subsidies and reduce that burden in this budget?
I think it can definitely do that. And I think the route of how you make that politically palatable has already been spelled out in the policy that Chidambaram in some sense started in the case of diesel. If you have a situation where for years and years and years you have no price increase, and then you suddenly said, I have to do something, so let me have a big price increase of 30%, 50%, people will scream. We saw that happen in the case of the railway suburban fares also, where overnight you want to increase to 100%. Now, you need to get it up there, but to sell it to the public, you need to do it in stages. It's like drip irrigation, drip, 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 drip. So just as 50 paise a month on diesel, nobody's objecting to. Frankly, if you just increase from, instead of 50 paise per month to 55 paise every 25 days, that would be like a 20% increase even in the diesel formula, which you can do. Exactly the same thing should be followed for LPG, for domestic gas. Again, do it bit by bit a month. Again, in the case of the monthly railway pass, from 15 days, they increased it overnight to 30 days. Okay, don't do it that way. Say, okay, this month, a monthly pass will cover 15 journeys. Next month, it will cover 16 journeys. The month after that, 17 journeys. And in the course of another 15 months, you would have increased it from 15 months to 30 months. So I think this is the way to go.
Food, fuel, all of these things constitute the subsidy burden. The question, though, is that elections right around the corner, which one of those do you think the government is going to actually tackle first?
I don't see any urgent need on the food. What you can do, okay, the kind of things to make it palatable. For instance, right now, there is a fixed price at which the central government is supposed to issue grain under the Food Security Act without any indexation for inflation. I think you could straight away say, okay, 2 rupees for wheat, 3 rupees for rice, indexed to inflation. That way, there will be a gradual increase in those prices over the years. So that's one thing you can straight away do on food. I don't think it will affect the electoral outcome. In the case of diesel, as I said, if you increase the monthly thing, if instead of 50 paise every 30 days, you make it 55 paise every 25 days or even every 20 days, I don't think there will be any objection. If you say the fertilizer price will go up 4% in this Kharif season, 4% in the Rabi, I don't think that will affect things. So you can take action on several fronts without having any real backlash. So many people are buying cooking gas on the black market. So if you say, I will increase the price of cooking gas by 10 rupees per month, as Kirit Parikh has suggested. You can do all these things and there will be a scream from the opposition parties, no doubt. But I do not think they will affect the electoral outcome. They are definitely politically doable.
Swami, I want to go back to the fuel subsidy because that is such a huge burden. Do you expect Mr. Jaitley to make a big bang announcement, take a stance on fuel subsidies, or do you actually expect him to go out there quietly, take the baby steps that have really been taken as far as diesel deregulation is concerned, do the same thing for, say, kerosene and LPG, very quietly in a very small way, the drip irrigation that you spoke about?
I think there's no contradiction. You can... I think most definitely Jaitley needs to come out and say, what is my 5-year vision? He should not treat this just as an annual budget exercise. He definitely needs to say, what am I going to do over the 5-year period? So that would include a whole lot on what direct taxes, indirect taxes, subsidies, everything. Within what you are saying, he can definitely say, as for instance, that within 5 years, our fertilizer rate may get to that of Bangladesh. But more than that, he can say, I will increase it by so many rupees per month. I don't know what the price is going to be 5 years from now. I don't know what the exchange rate is going to be now. But we will keep increasing this till we can get to the point where we decontrol. And it is already decontrolled in other poor countries like Bangladesh, who are our neighbors, or even in Nepal. So we will in some sense go along on that road. In other words, you'll say that we are going to go in baby steps, if you like to put it that way. But we have a clear vision of where these baby steps will lead to. So there will be 1,000 steps, if you like climbing up the steps to the great Gomateshwara monument in Karnataka. So you can say we will go step by step, and ultimately we will reach that particular point where presumably you will be in some kind of fiscal nirvana.
Baby steps to fiscal nirvana. That's Swaminamics for you, Swaminathan Aiyar. Thank you so much for joining in with that perspective, as always, right here on ET Now. Swami, of course, will be leading our budget coverage on the 10th of July as well.